Alright, I'll try to do a quick video to keep my channel active video game wise. What do I think about Street Fighter 6, what they showed? I'm just more thinking about, like I always say, these games are overly beta tested. They don't have time to marinate. I should not be able to predict all these games, you know what I mean? Year after year. What, over 20 years now since I was a fucking kid I've been predicting these games? The game's not going to come out to June. Over a year of beta testing. That's ridiculous, dude. And again, I just can't get over it. Look at Street Fighter 6. The funny thing about Street Fighter 6 is you got to remember, I didn't even look at the footage for a while because I was actually traveling in another country. I was in Turkey, right? So it was a while before I even saw the footage. And still, even while I was late, I was like, oh man, you know what I would have instantly done if I played this game? I would have tried this, I would have tried that. You know, I talked about doing like, see what the chain combos do with the green Slimer rush in the air, see how that affects the properties. I was like, I mean, seriously, was anyone else talking about that? And I got to it late. I was also like, I want to see just how fast whiff parry to rush is because you can see that that does less meter. So I want to see the conversions with that, if it's fast enough to combo with, if you get better punishes with that. Was anyone else talking about that besides me? And that's when I didn't even see the footage for a while. No one else was fucking talking about that shit. And then what happened with Twitter? Every fucking person. You know what I mean? Then they finally started doing that. And that's when I got to it late. And that was me looking at the footage for fucking 5 seconds, dude. Probably literally not even 5 minutes, right? I was just like, oh, that's instantly what I would have tried. You know what I mean? And let's not even act. And what was that one guy? It starts with a J, Javar, GV, whatever his name was. I think he actually watches my channel, which is even more ridiculous. Like so many of these other guys, they're subscribed to me. I see they're subscribed to me on Twitter. They're being invited to play it at Capcom all these times, all these beta tests. They're playing the game so much that they actually just, these guys like Maximilian and Justin Wongo, these guys, they apparently had so much free access to the game that they actually just started uploading computer versus computer matches. That's how much time they had to play with the game, right? And you're telling me I saw in like literally not even 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, I would have tried the green slimer rush here. I would have tried to see how fast whiff parry to rush is, you know what I mean, to get bigger combos, all this kind of stuff. I saw that within seconds, bro. And you're telling me you got all these influencers, all these other guys, everyone else on the internet, no one else was fucking talking about this shit. And I'm like, that's what I would have done instantly. And then what happens? Then once I put out my video saying that all this stuff is possible, I'm sure, guess what happened? Twitter. You can look at it. Then, oh, they all did it, right? That's what I'm saying. These games are not fucking new, dude. I've predicted them right when I fucking see them. It's hard to be excited for this shit, dude. And now you're going to tell me what I saw in 5 seconds, basically, literally not even 5 minutes, is still a year from coming out. Now, again, of course, the games, the game could still change. Maybe they're going to add some mechanics into it. You know what I mean? I still said I would have liked, some of the stuff I would like to do with Ryu and that charge mechanic. I think that could be fleshed out there because there's a foundation to be played with there. But, generally speaking, a lot of these games, there are not drastic changes. Look at Strive. Strive, dude, I predicted Strive, 2 years before the game came out? Wasn't it almost exactly 2 years? That game changed very, very, very little. From 2 years to, when it finally came out, there was not much change, dude. Very little change. It was like, a year and a half before they added any even remotely, landing recovery, so you couldn't just chicken block everything. I was like, every video, I'm like, dude, a year and a half I was saying, what the fuck are they doing? This is the most risky game ever to jump in. There's no landing recovery when you block anything in the air. It was a year and a half before they even added a little bit into it. And even now you can still see what they were promoting as the most risky game ever to jump in. That's not how the game turned out. And there was no reason to ever believe that. Just like I told exactly how the wall was going to work. Oh no, it's not going to work like that. That's how the wall works, right? That game was not drastically different than how I said it was going to be. Very minute changes in 2 years, almost 2 years. Was it like 20 months or something? It was crazy, right? So that's the problem. These games are too beta tested. On one hand, it's cool that I can, jack myself off and suck my dick that for 20 years I've been predicting these games accurately, you know what I mean? And I do hope that there's more changes, but there just is not a precedent to believe that there will be drastic changes. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, wow, man, I'm due for an L at some point. But again, show me. Show me some new footage of all these different mechanics of the game working in a different way than I said it was going to work. And then I will adjust my opinion accordingly. But even for this game, look, how did I say the game was going to work? 5 seconds. And I got to it late. And I said that's what I would have done. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. You guys had all this time with this game and you're doing nothing. Anyway, so June, again, I'm just saying, man, a year of beta testing, dude. It's too long. There's my rant about video games for Street Fighter 6, you know what I mean? Again, drastic changes. That generally, the general idea of a game does not change. Could it change? It could, but again, look at a game like Strive. That game was being beta tested for what? Almost 2 fucking years. Very little changed. You know what I mean? Look at Dragon Ball FighterZ. Oh my god, dude. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Look at everything I predicted in that game. From big to small, dude. Basically you can't fucking watch basically any fucking match of that game and not see something that did not originate from me. Foundation-wise, from big to small. Small to big, whatever. Vice versa. Anyway, I guess keeping the channel active video game-wise, you know what I mean? And if you like the videos, like, sub, silly, comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.